This is a HeadGum podcast.
This week on the program, there's two of them. It's Double Impact. I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak and Steven Sadak.
Chris Cabin.
Eric Siska.
And we hate movies.
There's two of them.
Welcome to We Hate Movies. Thank you for tuning in to the fine program. As always, if you are new to the show, this is a comedy program where we use the plot of a film as the seed for a ridiculous and often blue discussion.
Yeah, seeds, just like, you know, the man puts in a woman.
Anyway, this is a double impact of double impact.
I have no idea what any of that was. It's from 1991, by the way, directed by Sheldon Lettich, who also directed Lionheart. Also directed previous episode, Only the Strong.
Which is a great film.
Also directed The Order, not that weird Heath Ledger priest movie, rather the JCVD movie where for some reason he gets caught up in a thing where he's stealing a Fabergé egg.
Oh, really? That's exciting.
And of course, this is the movie where JCVD plays two JCVDs. One with a scumbag haircut and another with an even scummier scumbag haircut.
I've seen this movie 150 times as a kid.
Really?
For some reason, I think it was an HBO situation.
Interesting. For somehow this was my first time, which is insane.
I had never seen it either, but I'm like very JCVD ignorant.
You're JCV deficient is what you are.
I am. Yeah, no, I definitely am. Which I'm also fine with.
Yeah.
What's your van damage?
Yeah, this is a weird one, right? This was like, he wrote this movie, by the way. He co-wrote this film.
How much of that do you think, like, with the final product we see on
and then
screen?
I kick.
Yeah, he just
I
had
give credit. He came up with the kick idea.
Inserted all the kicks. Like, that's...
The hand job scene, I think, was him.
Yeah, I think that's part of it.
Sounds like
it was a failed hand job, I would say.
The fantasy sex scene definitely.
That's
by
definitely
him.
That was intense.
Yeah, that reeks of Van Damme.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird movie because this movie it's like a checklist of action movie stuff that needs to happen, and the plot is totally nonsensical. Like the idea that there's two of them, I get it, but like everything else, but like everything else is just sort of like, I don't know. What if we need a tuxedo scene? All right, we'll get the tuxedo scene.
Sure.
Listen, here's the biggest problem with this movie, as I see it from having just watched it for the first time a few hours ago. When you have a movie in where a single actor is playing twins, okay, the first and biggest priority for your film production,
one of them should be Danny DeVito.
Figure out the fucking double technology. They were doing it with the Parent Trap in the 60s or
The
maybe
Patty
the late
Duke
50s.
show, dude. Like, we're talking about the 50s. It's crazy we didn't have that figured out.
This is garbage in this movie. It looks so fucking bad.
That's one of those like high def things. You're like, yikes. He looks like a force ghost in some scene.
Get someone with like a mask on. Like you'd be like, oh yeah, he was born weird. That's why that one looks weird.
Oh no, it's me and my twin, but you just missed my twin. He's in the other room. So you talk to me, and then oh wait, let me go get Alex. He went downstairs, and he goes downstairs, comes back up with a red t-shirt.
he only talks on video phone. You just see his picture on a fuzzy screen.
All of this is better ideas than what this is. And you're totally right. There is like a fucking paranormal like glow to them when they're featured. It's so fucking bad. I thought like Vincent Chiavelli was going to start screaming at them on the subway.
Get off my train.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Did you read the Tribune? It's from a pilot he was getting ready. My Ghost Brother and Me.
Oh, yeah.
And he was getting ready for Showtime. It was an early one.
Talk about a one-season television show.
This somehow became a trend for Jean-Claude Van Damme. He played doubles a lot. Like apparently, in Time Cop, there's the other version of him in a different time.
Right.
A movie called Replicant, apparently, that I did not see. But Maximum Risk was a big one that also featured double, where he was like he finds out he has like a dead twin. Like they find him dead, but it's not him. It's like another.
Oh,
like
that's
his
kind of
brother.
cool.
Wasn't that Chris Rock movie too, where he's in the CIA, but then he's also playing the twin who's not in the CIA? What was that?
That's Bad Company.
Right.
That and Maximum Risk, like they're in the beginning. The original one is in the beginning, and then they cut. And it's the piece of shit brother who has to take over.
Oh no, I have to solve a murder. My own. By the way, this is the Jean-Claude Van Damme impression. I apologize.
If you want to warm up for this episode, a great entertaining way to do it is to watch the trailer for this movie on YouTube.
Yes.
Phenomenally poorly written narration. It's just this guy just spelling out like everything that's in this movie in like a bad like narrator kind of way. I loved it.
But what he doesn't talk about enough is the tunnel, the Hong Kong tunnel that this
My
movie...
God, this is Wile E. Coyote fucking painted a side of a wall. This tunnel looks like trash. It's just a matte painting.
It's really bad.
And like later in the movie, the whole idea is like, because like basically their parents were diplomats of some sort or businessmen, diplomats or whatever, that they partnered with the Hong Kong government and this other developer to create a tunnel from, I think it's Hong Kong to Kowloon or
Hong Kong to the mainland is what they
yeah.
say. Yeah.
And it goes, and but basically like they're trying to like get the money for the tunnel later.
I don't understand
like,
this. It's just like, is
it tolls? It like 20 years worth of tolls?
Yeah, I guess.
it's like you got to go back to Hong Kong and inherit your fortune from this tunnel. And there's even like the girlfriend character,
played by Alonna Shaw.
Yeah, her character's like Danielle Wild.
Yeah.
Wild. Anyway.
Wild Stallion.
She's just like, well, do you have any documentation on any of this? And he's like, no, but I was there, Geoffrey Lewis says. And it's just like, wait, I don't understand the idea of like, I'm going back to Hong Kong. I have the heirs to the tunnel. And suddenly we get all this tunnel money. I don't think that's how it works.
What it would make sense is like after that, you get a bunch of like government contracts that really get you a lot of money from other projects, not this one.
If you believe that, I've got a bridge I can tell you too. It's a bridge and tunnel situation, you fucking idiot.
In Hong Kong, first you get the tunnel, then you get the women, then you get the power.
Where do I get the cocaine? Is the cocaine with the power?
There's definitely also, so this is actually great because while this movie is in 1991, it is very much an 80s action movie through and through. Yeah. We have, first of all, as Steve mentioned, the diplomats. So these parents are the high up in society people that are associated also with the villains who are also high up in society people. One guy is. Then we also have a quick reference, Chris Cabin, to a vague drug trade situation that we see. There's like a bad drug deal that goes bust early on in the film, which we'll get to. So like for me watching this, it was a real throwback. I mean, we're in season 10 of We Hate Movies. This was like a season 2 situation.
Well, and also you're getting a lot of fake CNC Music Factory songs going on.
The music here is
incredible.
It's exactly 1991. If you want to know what 1991 was, exactly watch this film.
So the prologue to this film is the ribbon cutting ceremony for this fucking tunnel or whatever. The parents are there. We see the twins as little babies.
Yes.
And it's a big victory. We cut the ribbon. Everybody's happy. And then the parents are going home.
So this would take place like when was Jean-Claude Van Damme born? Actually, like the 70s?
No, I think he's born in 1958.
Really?
Yeah, I was looking.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
1960.
1960.
Oh,
okay, so
58,
Nixon hasn't even gone to China yet, and they're building this tunnel.
Well, no, he's playing a little younger. This is 25 years earlier, so 91 that'd be like 76 or something.
Okay, they made it work. Okay. I just want to make sure they made it work.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, they for some reason thought to check that, and it was okay.
And like Geoffrey Lewis, Any Which Way But Loose Geoffrey Lewis.
Absolutely, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Fantastic rug on him.
Incredible.
That guy's was bald forever, and I guess to like show that he's younger, they put this silly fucking rug on his head.
I'm gonna push back a little bit. I think it looks pretty okay.
I thought it was fun.
He'll work with it.
Yeah.
I looked at him and I was like, that looks pretty cool.
I mean, no matter what it looks like, Geoffrey Lewis has that natural natural musk that
Oh,
just
yeah.
brings women in.
Oh,
It's true, the
absolutely.
Kavarka, dude.
And Geoffrey Lewis, I love this one thing during the ribbon cutting. So they're having like this very professional, the two guys who invested in are like having this very professional discussion, like, oh, we finally did it, thank God. And like they're getting ready to do this big unveiling. And fucking Geoffrey Lewis goes up to the Van Damme father and is like, sir, it's time to rock and roll.
Oh yeah, and then
dude.
it's great because then this dude who's like some British guy is like, "Well, honey, it's time to rock and roll."
Pedal to the metal.
And then so yeah, it's this dude playing the father. This is Paul Wagner is the character's name, and he's partnered with Nigel Griffith.
Oh, that son of a bitch,
This
Griffith.
crooked fucker,
Bastard.
man. So yeah, we have the ribbon cutting ceremony. It's totally fine. Then the parents are driving home back to their mansion. And Geoffrey Lewis is in the car behind them, and he's like the security detail. And the dad is like, hey, man, you know what? My wife got so horned up by this ribbon cutting ceremony. I can see the way she's looking at me. We're going to drive home. You can just go home for the night. You did a great job, you know. And Geoffrey Lewis is like, now listen, are you 100% sure you, creator of this controversial tunnel that was just opened, wants to travel by yourself at night? And he's like, yes, definitely. Don't worry about it.
Oh, dude, not on tunnel night, dude. You don't travel alone on tunnel night.
My new favorite holiday.
Well, the tunnel opens and then the purge is just
Exactly. You never know what's coming through. What portal you
tunnel
just
night.
opened?
Oh, right, the portal.
It's like Train to Busan, like just
Yes,
a bunch of fucking
exactly.
zombies start flying out.
Flashback to them like digging this tunnel, and they go through like the shimmer from like Annihilation. They're like, we don't know what this is, but we're gonna keep building the tunnel.
Fucking bear people coming out, dude.
That's how,
movie.
that's how Geoffrey Lewis loses his rug. He goes into the shimmer.
This would actually be a good movie, right? Like you have people are building a tunnel, like the new highway needs to go through here. I don't care if that mountain's been untouched and it was a burial ground. And
Yep.
blah, 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 blah,
Oh,
blah.
yeah.
And then you just have that fucking, there's like a gate under there, man.
Oh, yeah. I would watch that movie. I have a feeling I maybe have watched that movie. But
Like someone drives a car through and then you see them come out on the other side of the tunnel. It's just a skeleton in the car.
but they're still wearing the hat that the guy was wearing while he was driving.
Yes.
But they deal with something much more spooky, and that is the Yakuza, who are much more
They mentioned
dangerous.
There's triads, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, is this-
Yakuzas are Japanese.
Oh,
These are the
whoops.
Chinese triads.
Chinese triad.
Just as dangerous, though, Chris Cabot, if
But,
not
like,
more so.
It's kind of funny because they're like really Geoffrey Lewis is kind of awesome in this movie. I think
Yeah.
actually he's like this real tough guy. Whatever.
It's the most badass I've ever seen this dude.
And he's like trying to have like what do you call it? They're like back and forth with this like nobody actor playing Paul Wagner. He's like, "Hey, Mr. Wagner, I got you a cigar box," and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna throw this in the garbage, Geoffrey Lewis." And it's like, "Well, actually, sir, I paid a lot of money for it."
Hope you kept the receipt, asshole.
Because yeah, it's an empty cigar box. It's a monogram thing. It becomes somewhat important later.
Oh, it becomes barely important later, Steve.
The lighter becomes
Yes.
important.
Oh, yeah. I
But-
guess kind of.
But as
also.
Chris is, he's like, "Hey, man, are you following me right now?" And he's like, "No, sir. You gave me the night off." He's like, "Well, then I'm being followed by the triad." And this is when Geoffrey Lewis is driving a convertible. You just need to put him in a fucking a compact car because the stuntman is incredible.
The
Oh, man.
stuntman is a different race.
It's
It is not.
It's just not a way.
anything
It's I don't
in the
even know.
ballpark.
I don't know what he looks like a fucking Asian Lou Ferrigno. Like
Yeah.
it's insane. Like, come on, just try to match it at all. Give him the same wig. Let him borrow the wig.
Because I know, like, it's Hong Kong. Obviously, there's not a lot of white people walking around, and especially doing stunts. So you want to get whoever you got.
You
But,
want to
like,
get the best of the best.
But honestly, dude, just put him in then get a better car.
Put a top on that car. Tint those windows, please.
Just anything.
I'm not going to get confused if you have the interior shot and he's like, "Oh my God," and you
Yes.
see him jerk the wheel,
It would
and then
be-
you just cut to a car outside with the windows tinted and it fucking flips around. We can piece it together.
It would be less confusing if the skeleton we were talking about earlier was
Yes.
just suddenly in the car, and then we cut back and he's fine.
So he flies back to the estate where the triad has already started laying waste to these people.
This is a brutal scene.
It's fucking
crazy.
so awesome though. And this is you see Nigel Griffith, of course. He's there. shacked up with this dude, Raymond Zhang, by the way. He's the leader of the crime syndicate, the head of the crime family here. So the two of them are sort of teamed up, and they fucking shoot these parents to ribbons, dude. It's fucking like brutal Batman.
No,
It is brutal Batman.
I'm sorry for what I did. But what exactly? Okay, so they explain this later. We can just talk about it now because it's like the tunnel was completed with money from the triads from Zhang.
From Zhang's family put in money with Griffith to finish because Wagner ran out of money.
And they killed them because they were the heir to the tunnel fortune?
Yes.
What is going on?
They're
here?
sucking up that toll money, dude.
I don't understand. The money part of this is a big question mark. But much like any real estate project, the mafia is involved.
Sure.
In any
Dude, the
event.
mafia helped out with the Freedom Tower, man.
Exactly.
Don't think twice about that.
Honestly, God bless them. We are very pro-mafia on this program.
That's
I'm
a good
And
call.
triads,
Sister.
Chinese, Japanese mafias, any mafia.
Oh, and no, international crime syndicates.
These are businessmen protecting their families and communities, and it's honestly the best line of defense we have. So, but I just don't understand. Like, these people are moneyed. You could lean on them forever. Why just wipe them out here?
I don't understand. Like, it's just like, and then all of the money goes to Griffith? Question mark.
I don't know, but also I don't know that the movie entirely knows, and I think we might be running in circles if we try to crack it.
Is there one last giant government check coming in that hasn't been cleared yet,
I
or
guess
something, and that's what they want to get?
Maybe, or maybe was it a thing where like Mr. Wagner found out about the like crime money that was put in, and he had a problem with it.
Oh, maybe he's
and like, damn it, Griffith, like I sent you out to raise funds for this tunnel that Hong Kong so desperately needed constructed, and you fucking took crooked, dirty money and put it in here. Maybe that was the thing. Scenes deleted. I don't know. This movie's already almost 2 hours.
He's too busy belittling Geoffrey Lewis for not giving him cigars on top of the nice fucking thing.
Dude, that was a shit move, dude.
Bullshit. Complete fucking bullshit. Why don't you die? I'm glad.
Wait
I'm glad
a
he's
second.
fucking
Wait, what is the bullshit move? Calling him out for not having
Call
cigars,
him out.
or giving someone a cigar case and not fucking bothering to put some cigars in
I mean,
it?
I guess so.
Come on.
Well, I guess, all right, so this is the best analogy would be when you get a new system from somebody, a new gaming system for Christmas. Do you want a game in there, or do you not want a game?
You obviously
Of course,
need
a game in there. What are you fucking crazy?
Of course you want the game. That's not up for discussion.
Okay.
Like
Whether or not you should call them out for not receiving the game.
Yes, exactly.
That's a bullshit move. You're a multimillionaire. Go fuck yourself.
That's, you hang up and you go to your wife like, no fucking cigars. My God, what is this guy's problem?
We got to give him a raise so I start getting better gifts from him.
I think 3 cigars minimum for that.
Yes, you don't have to fill the box.
And Mario Brothers minimum for a gaming system.
That's exactly
your baseline.
right. No, that's exactly right. You know what? You're exactly right.
Yeah.
My wife got me a Switch for my birthday a few months ago. She bought me Mario Odyssey with it. Bang, bang, boom, baby. That is how you gift a game system.
A little rich for me. But like, no, like you gave him a very nice thing. That looks
Yes.
like a nice box.
It did,
and that looks like a nice lighter.
It was a monogram, everything. So, but the best, so it's them and the maid. So they're getting out. They see the triad. They're like, oh, this is trouble. The dude, the husband he has a gun in the car. He tries to unsuccessfully. Someone in the production team starts like stapling meat to these people.
Dude.
It's like squibs, but
Oh,
also like,
yeah.
I don't even, it looks
It's
so
like
bad.
Such like body horror. Like suddenly they're becoming a werewolf.
It's insane because like what they're doing is like the aftermath of the gunshot is like their shoulder is just exploding
It's like,
and all
oh,
this meat's on the
suddenly
outside.
ground beef is coming out of me.
Well, dude, so the husband gets it really bad, this Paul Wagner, because it is hilarious. This car, he sort of just like punches the side panel and this like cheap ass like little thing falls down and the gun's like hidden in it.
Right.
You see
yes.
this? Like duct tape's barely holding
Yes.
this fucking thing
It
together.
looks so fake.
He gets murdered. He gets really shot to shit. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. I hope the movie doesn't, tap out right there. I was correct because the very next death is the wife who gets a fucking shotgun to the face. And
Yes.
they have a shot because this is when Geoffrey Lewis pulls back up, his character Frank Avery. And he fucking looks at that scene of carnage, and they have like the woman laying down, and that head is Hamburger.
Well, he goes, and then Bolo Yeung from what do you call it there? From Bloodsport is like the number one heavy, great looking heavy in this movie.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's playing Moon, by the way.
and he comes
Been
out.
fantastic in everything I've seen.
He's about the size of a moon.
And she goes, this woman's dying words are, "What's going to happen to my children?" And he has a shotgun and goes, "You'll never know." And he fucking ices her.
Wow.
It's brutal.
What a way to send someone into the afterlife. Holy shit.
And there's this maid that he's about to kill. That's when Geoffrey Lewis shows up. He shoots Yeung in the face here,
Yep.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like a through the car window situation.
Yes.
So not only is it like bullets are going everywhere, but like you got glass in your face, which pays off later with some hilarious makeup effects.
And they're it's basically like him and this the nanny are like, "Look, take a kid. Let's see what we can do here."
Well, the nanny, no, it's fucked up because Geoffrey Lewis is like, "Get the babies out of here," or whatever. And this lady only takes one and runs into the forest.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, And then he's got to grab the other one.
Holding two babies at once, and
could
you know
do
what I
it.
mean?
You
Like,
could
look,
do it.
You were hired to protect those kids.
Right. But I guess she doesn't, because I guess she eventually just gives one to Zhang or whoever.
no, to the
or-
orphanage.
The orphanage. Okay,
Yes.
right.
Yeah, she
But the kid grows up to be a life of crime, so I thought it was somewhat connected to that. But
you
yeah.
never know. But so and then Geoffrey Lewis is like, "Well, I guess I'll raise you in France," which is my favorite. We cut to Hollywood, and now finally Jean-Claude Van Damme's in the movie. And he is you see him doing an aerobics class at first.
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
high eroticism.
Dude, he's working at, first of all, he's working at Wanda's workout.
we like pan, like we like, here's Hollywood, here's like the people walking around, here's the Hollywood sign, here's a woman's crotch, we are gonna just peer this camera down.
It was crazy because like it starts out like, you know, filming this woman, you know, from her head or whatever, and then it like starts moving downtown, and I'm like, well, we're gonna cut eventually, right?
No,
No.
we
my
almost get to Toe Town.
oh my god, it's pretty fucking crazy.
I thought you were going to talk about his fucking voluminous ass that you see in this split. And these,
Yes, this too.
spandex, it's really something.
This is a twofer, man. This has got something for everyone.
It does, yeah, for sure.
Wanted to do that split on my face. Just see this ass? This is incredible.
This ass is
Terrific.
unreal.
And this is, he's wearing like tights and like a bunch of like heavy socks and sweat things on his ankles and whatever. And he's telling this woman like the importance of stretching.
Oh, you've got
and
to
then
stretch.
they cut out and it's like a semicircle of babes.
Yes.
And he's like doing this aerobics instruction or whatever. And he's like, because my calves are so big and muscly, I stretch out so I can do the split. And he fucking does it. The JCVD split, man.
I will say it was a really nice touch to have all the hearts in the women's eyes all animated and bulging.
They got the same animator from Roger Rabbit.
Well, it's kind of like the same scene in the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark, but instead of a cast, a schoolroom full of like doe-eyed, you know, college girls like Harrison Ford, it's just all these like it's kind of like the beginning of Stranger Things, season 3 with Steve, not Steve, whatever his name is,
The lifeguard dude.
yeah, Billy.
Yeah, there.
Everyone's like, oh, you go to the JCVD class today, Wanda? Absolutely.
Yep. Oh, I'll be there. So yeah, he's interrupted by Geoffrey Lewis, who's like, "Hey man, you got to go take over the karate class." And
Yeah.
I'm like, what kind of institution is this? You're doing gymnastics, or not gymnastics, but aerobics. And then like in the next room is karate.
It's
guess it's
like
a
pink
gym.
karate, but by the way,
Yeah.
everyone has to wear a pink gi, which look great because again, it's 1991. Pink is everywhere,
Yeah, Bart put his ball cap in the washer.
and there's this like fucking scummy British guy. JCVD comes in, he's like, "What that? Hold on, why you have a black eye?" To this other guy, he's like, "Oh, it's the new guy," and he's like, "This he goes, all right, hello, my son. You think you're better than me? I come to karate class to fight everyone."
It's so awesome. This like Englishman karate student who may or may not be, but probably is definitely half in the bag. And he's still a karate master. And so JCVD's like, "Oh, you give my friend a black eye, huh?" And he's like, "Yeah, from all me kicks." And he's like, "Oh, why don't you show me some of your kicks?" And then JCVD fucking lays this dude out. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's delightful. Then Geoffrey Lewis, because Geoffrey Lewis has a meeting with this guy, and he's like, Well, and this is Alex, by the way, Jean-Claude Van Damme as Alex.
No, this is Chad.
I'm sorry, Jean-Claude Van Damme as Chad,
Right.
and
Hanging Chad.
or he is actually what all incels are afraid of. Is
Yeah,
JCVD.
he is the Chad.
Oh, you're right.
He's exactly
yeah,
JCVD.
like a gorgeous dude that could do this, but like all the women adore him.
Exactly.
They all
But-
want to be him.
Interesting though, but when he meets Alex, Alex is the Chad and he's the virgin.
Exactly. Who
That's
do you-
true.
It's all
Oh,
different.
dude, I guess that's like
Many
how
layers.
fucking the toilet goes down one way in a certain hemisphere.
Yes.
Like he's the Chad of LA.
Uh-huh.
Alex is the Chad of that
Hong Kong.
hemisphere.
Yeah,
Hong
gotcha.
Kong.
Geoffrey Lewis, he's like, well, let me just lay out a lot of exposition. You know how you were raised in France? And he's like, yeah.
I do recall.
And he's like, good, because that your accent's out of the way now. That's good. We got that done.
Check.
And he's
Which, you know what?
And you
Here's
know
the
how
thing.
Alex was raised in a French orphanages in Hong Kong.
I think should be okay with that because how many times have we complained about Arnold playing, John Jones
Oh, no, it's
and they
great.
never explain it? I'm fine with it. It's
Yeah.
poorly delivered, but I'm fine with it.
He's like, well, you're not actually French. You were born in Hong Kong, and we're going back there for business. And by the way, I'm not your uncle. And like Jean-Claude Van Damme is just like, well, that's kind of weird. And everyone's calling this dude Frankie. By the way, I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's kind of weird, Frankie. Okay, and it's like if my mother was like, hey, Steven, we have to go to Hong Kong for reasons. By the way, I'm not your mother. I'm like, I'm not getting on the plane until I figure this shit out.
Yeah, one thing at a time here.
Exactly.
Also, I'm just raised by this dude named Frankie.
Yeah.
And I'm like 25, going on 26 in Los Angeles. I look like Jean-Claude Van Damme. Guess what? I'm not working with him. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
exactly.
I'm not working with his business. I'm doing my own
Well,
shit.
it helps that Van Damme and Geoffrey Lewis look identical. That you can see, they can make that work.
I don't understand why Geoffrey Lewis was inspired to open this fucking karate
What took them
aerobic
from
studio.
France?
Let's-
What took them from
what even
France?
happened in
Why are
France?
we suddenly in Hollywood?
And
know
the
what,
bigger
man?
question, where's Wanda?
Yeah, where is Wanda?
It's
from
Wanda's
Wanda?
workout. Where the fuck is Wanda?
That's a great question.
She's in the freezer in the basement.
Hold on, Frankie. I can't stay here. I have to solve this killer workout. Someone
got
is
a-
killing people with a large safety pin.
He's got a basement like fucking Buffalo Bill. With just a
Absolutely.
lady soaking in a tub.
That's what I mean. I don't know why I've never mashed the action genre and the slasher genre together. It's like, oh, here comes this slasher, but I mean, like, Killer Workout kind of does that. There are a few karate fights in that movie.
Yeah, there's some action horror out there, not a ton, and not in the way I would like it to be executed, which is basically one of these like beefhead JCVD movies.
Yes.
and then there's just like some horror stuff floating.
What
around.
about Straw Dogs?
Uh-huh.
I think the home invasion genre
Yeah,
is
it's true.
ripe for it.
That's a good point.
So we go to Hong Kong. He's into it, and
Yes.
they just go to Hong Kong. We
Right.
immediately cut. You see this fucking low flying plane, by the way? I was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
wait, what
dude, I
movie is
thought-
this about to turn into?
I thought it was fucking Remember Me.
I mean, it's insane. They're like, all right, here's downtown Hong Kong, and this plane is like right there.
Look,
1993.
Look, Chad, we cannot afford the ones that go all the way up. This is a border, this is a budget airline, and they just fly low the whole time.
We go straight from the airport to a mahjong parlor, which is Alex's mahjong parlor, the other Jean-Claude Van Damme, but Chad doesn't know that. And
Chad
and they-
doesn't want to go.
Chad-
Chad's
He wants
just
to go
like,
shopping.
he's like, when Geoffrey Lewis is like, no, we're doing with the Mahjong Polly. He's like, no, I'll go back to the hotel, take a shower, a shave, fantastic.
Well, that's-
I just love that delivery.
But that's what I would do too. It's a fucking 14-hour flight. Like, wait, hold on. We're not going
Yeah.
anywhere. I need to shower. I'm taking a nap.
I gotta clean these balls.
Exactly. By the way, we're going to find out in 5 minutes. He's been wearing silk underwear and high shorts the entire time. It's a fucking mess down there.
Absolutely,
He
dude.
fucking flooded the plane. Just ball sweat down the aisle.
I cannot imagine A, wearing silk underwear on a flight, B, wearing on it for 14 hours, and C, going anywhere after that
And-
without changing and showering.
And the combination of pink shorts and a teal polo tucked in, it's quite something.
It's quite arousing.
Can I just say though, the most shocking detail is that he's bothering to wear underwear at all.
Yeah, it's a really good point.
What's it? The
I'm
chafing.
free balling.
Chafing. There's going to be chafing no matter what.
He's physically fit, dude. The chafing for the fit happens
You got
much
them
differently.
thick thighs, though. He's been working on them.
That's
Those,
true,
those
but
fuckers.
it's not what you'd call chub rub. though.
No, it is not that. Still gets red and sore down there, though.
Are you
he's-
sure?
He's big on the baby powder,
Listen,
man.
I think we need to check. We need to get a hunk.
Okay.
Strip them.
Okay.
Check for rashes.
First of all, I like this plan already.
Any moles that look weird that we need to report.
You know what? A fucking 14-hour flight. My God. And then silk underwear. I can't even wear. You know what, dude? No way. And I've never worn silk underwear. I'll say it out loud. I don't care.
It's fine.
I haven't either. But
I haven't either.
But I'm curious.
I'm curious as well. Is it silk boxers, right? It has to be silk boxers.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
silk jockeys. That's crazy.
No. They were what at least my experience was it was a pair of silk boxer shorts.
But even that's just, it's not the most comfortable situation.
Well, let's just say I don't wear them anymore.
Exactly. Not when you're going to Hong Kong, dude.
Because you don't like
going
real
anywhere.
freedom.
It's supposed to
Steve.
be soft, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But I guess when it gets wet and grimy, it's not. That's your.
that's when the
issue?
plan falls apart.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, he's pissed off that he can't go get a shit shower and shave, and he's got to go to this mahjong parlor. And he's
Added his shit in there. I love it.
of course.
Frankie, I need to take a shit.
That's the subtext.
Listen, Frankie, this is great. You've kidnapped me to go to Hong Kong. Excellent. I just need a good place to shit.
I almost shit right now.
I'm not going to shit in the place of ill repute either. Not this mahjong gambling parlor.
And he like explains what mahjong is to him, and he's like, "Yeah, it's kind of like dominoes mixed with 5-card stud." And I was like, "Is that what mahjong is?" I mean,
Got me swinging.
He could be right, but that was just weird.
So Chad is handed like tea. Someone hands him money.
Yeah.
People are mistaking him for his brother Alex, who is a crime kingpin of Maja fame.
Right. I had a question here. Were we dealing with no subtitles on what those dudes
Yes.
were saying? Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if my Amazon was just fucked up or something.
And I mean, I don't know, we've all been in relationships, and when your girlfriend, wife, or whomever sees you for the first time of the day,
Right.
she grabs you by the dick immediately.
Of course,
right? That's what
yeah,
happens.
that's just-
and starts to
exactly.
give you a hand job, like in
Absolutely.
the middle of a place.
well,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
they
of
go
course.
to a back room.
Okay.
She's like, "Hey, let's go back here." And the fucked up thing is, through all of this, is that Frankie knows the score the entire time.
Well, that's the thing. Is I don't understand the point of like, oh no, it'll be hilarious if he doesn't know. Like, just in LA, be like, look, you got a twin brother. I just discovered him. Paid a private detective. We have to go find him.
Right.
That makes I'm getting on the plane. It makes a lot more sense.
But it's way less hilarious, though.
Well, I didn't let him go and take a shit or to shower. At least I let him have a sex crime. Just a quick sex crime.
It's like Geoffrey Lewis's thing here. It's like, listen, I know they're twins. Like, to make sure I'm definitely in the right place.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring this guy in.
Oh yeah, he's
then,
like the
everyone-
barometer.
Yeah, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's the
I see.
dude," and he's like,
Right.
"All right, I'm in the right place."
So yeah, this woman takes him to this back room and instantly puts her hand down his pants, and he's totally fine with
of course,
it.
well, this guy, he's kind of there for sex tourism. That's what I'm understanding.
Well, this is his everyday. Look at that fucking aerobics class. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
And this is Alonna Shaw.
Alonna Shaw, yeah,
yeah.
she's-
She was from King of New York and. A few
Oh
other things.
right, she
Yeah.
isn't King of New York.
I think she retired. She was a pretty good actress. She's pretty good in this. She's
The
Yeah.
two
for the
two,
small role that it's a big role, but small.
Yeah,
the
and-
two female leads in this movie
Yeah.
do not act anymore.
No.
So yeah, this starts going on, and then it's like, what's happening here? And then here comes other JCVD classic headbutt situation. A lot of headbutts in this
And
movie.
now, so Chad is the fun-loving one. He's got like a moosed-up kind of like Johnny Cage-esque kind of hairdo.
It's slicked
Alex-
all the way back.
No, Alex.
Alex is slicked.
Yeah, Alex is slicked all the way back,
Right.
and he's like the one smoking cigars all the time.
He's the one your girl told you not to worry about.
Here's the thing that's a bummer though. I always just assumed, because I knew what this movie was. It was a lot of like pass by the video store box for it a lot, right? I could have sworn, and it's a missed opportunity that it's not, that the Alex twin does not have a ponytail.
Yeah.
That sucks. Because even like, I get it, you're just slicking it back so you don't have to do much on the shoot or whatever. Just get a fucking hair extension ponytail thing and put it in there.
That's easy
Grease
enough.
it up. No one's going to know.
And I mean, like, first of all, so she grabs this dick and she's like, oh, it's the same dick, which, again, I don't know twins, but
Twins out there, you got the same genitalia?
Yeah,
What's going
right
on?
into the
I'm sure
mailbag.
it's a little different.
Well, yeah, because sometimes twins, even identical
Twins of the same sex. by the
yeah,
way.
like
Right, yeah.
identical twins, not platonic.
Sometimes they're a little taller, a little
Platonic?
shorter.
platonic twins.
They're not. They don't fuck each other.
No, platonic twins are.
Is that what it's
twins
called?
That don't look alike. Yeah.
Well, here's the biggest difference: is Chad clearly clears the brush. Alex does not.
Yes, that's exactly
Alex
a great
I
point.
think you're
lets it
definitely
grow
right.
and lets it smell
He's
whatever.
wearing
it
bush.
He's wearing the silk. He's doing the splits. And the splits you don't want to do with the jungle. You don't want to.
No.
No, that's true.
Maybe I made that up. I thought I didn't.
Platonic is like
No, I know what platonic means. I thought.
So there are different words for
So twins
different
that don't fuck?
twinnage.
No, non-identical twins.
Not okay. Wow, it sounds exactly how it is.
no, but Steve's right. There is a term
Fraternal. I apologize.
Fraternal.
Oh
There, I
wow!
got it
Well,
wrong.
maybe you should get back to fucking school, asshole. Read a fucking book and learn something. That's how you all treat me whenever I say something weird.
Yeah, but
Fair
you're
enough.
like 10 for 10. That is just a random mistake.
No, that's not a random mistake. This dude's fucked up.
Yeah, and he's not talking about impregnating people through the butt.
Who has talked about impregnating through the butt?
All right,
we are now.
You were dancing around it one.
Okay.
Anyway, after that headbutt, JCVD 2 drops the first of a couple of gay slurs in
Yes.
this movie and just righteously tosses that word out there
'Cause it's
to his brother.
At the very least, Alex is supposed to be sort of a bad guy, is my understanding. I mean, he's cool in quotation marks.
But he's wrapped up in this crime syndicate.
Yeah, he's not a good dude. I'm not making a defense of it, but it's not. I don't think it's a joke. I don't think you're supposed to laugh at it.
I think he's supposed to be badass. Now this is the fucking twin. Now here, finally, the fucking action guys.
yeah, well, because that's actually true. The interesting, I think Van Damme does okay playing two characters in this movie, just okay.
Yeah.
And one, it's kind of interesting because one is your classic like rough and tumble, I eat fucking glass for breakfast bad
Right.
guy, and the other is almost like the comic relief, almost. You know what I mean? Like, I guess.
Yeah, they sort of position it that way because I guess from their point of view, the joke is like, look at this dude who likes staying in a nice hotel and
Yes.
wears nice clothes
Yeah.
and doesn't have his hair slicked back like a scumbag. Like, okay, yeah, I guess that makes him the comic relief of the movie.
Sure.
That's
This guy doesn't smell like a tire fire.
But so not Chad, but Alex, guaranteed Alex. So Chad's wearing like the silk boxers. Alex, guaranteed banana hammock situation.
Oh, really?
Oh, you think so,
Interesting.
huh?
Yeah,
I think he's
definitely
free balling it, dude.
You think so? In those jeans, you can't free ball in denim, dude.
Yeah, it's tough.
You're just asking.
No,
Although
he's into
you
it,
could,
though.
You could you could work your scrotum into like a rawhide.
Yeah.
like
Good
it just
Lord.
It like rubs against denim nonstop that it slowly becomes like leathery.
Yeah, you're like a guitarist. You know what I mean? Your hands
But actually,
get calloused.
yes. But now I realize that can't be the case if their dicks were so similar that
Yeah.
That's true.
That Alonna Shaw would
would
be
know.
mistaken.
There you go.
I'm with Steve on this. I think he has a calloused ball sack.
Moving on.
Jeffrey Lewis is like, hey, look, you're twins. It wasn't this great? And they're like,
came all the way here for that announcement.
and then he's like, by the way, you're inheriting a tunnel. Now listen, everybody, sit down. I'm going to work through the finances of you inheriting this tunnel.
Could you
Could you honestly?
please?
It just cuts to like him in a Brazil-like room with a bunch of papers flying everywhere.
And just you cut to different Van Dammes like nodding along and then asking questions, kind of a thing.
Billboard, like not billboard, or dry erase
Yes,
boards
exactly.
filled with numbers.
So the situation is laid out. Here's what we have to do. We got to take out Zhang and Griffith and blah, blah, blah. And Alex is not having it. And he responds one of the greatest lines in the movie to his brother. Take your black silk underwear and go back to Disneyland. This pronunciation of Disneyland is fucking hilarious.
Is that Euro Disneyland?
Open for business?
Only people with silk boxers allowed.
25% off, dude.
Silk boxer. Yeah, I would always, but
Yeah, it's a fabric. It's a
was that?
fabric.
I just lost it. I had it. I lost it.
Oh, you got wrapped up in the silk underwear talk?
Maybe you should go back to school. Learn biology, my lord.
But this is the thing where this movie totally becomes nonsensical. Like, so he's like, yeah, the tunnel. And like Alex and Chad are not in on it. And then we kind of just cut to them in the middle of this job that Alex is doing, right?
Yeah, he's like, well, if you're going to take up all my time, come on my boat. There's this illegal thing I have to go do.
Come on my boat.
So yeah, we cut to them like they're just out on the high seas, and he's meeting up with this other boat, and these dudes come on the boat, and he's like, all right, like, you know, here's what you came here to pick up, and he takes blankets off of these two very expensive looking cars, and he's like, oh, they can't buy these in China, blah blah blah. And then they open the trunk, and it's filled with all these other riches and
it's like
and
an
everything.
illegal turducken, right? Because it's like basically it's a bunch of illegal shit crammed into another illegal device.
Exactly right. Yeah.
So I mean, like, that'd be hard to like. Is it like a prize pack he's giving these people? Like,
it's a lot of merchandise, man.
It's like a loot crate. Like, do they know what's inside of this thing? Or
They're
like,
very excited to see the several cartons of cigarettes.
Your illegal loot crate. It's got cartons of cigarettes, donkey porn.
bunch of
what
coke.
else is in there? Cocaine. All right, this is a good month.
Rambo style semi-automatics.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
You
the
got
firepower is legit.
can I trade your car for mine? I got child pornography. You got the semi-automatic, and we can just trade those. Like, no. There's no trading. Each one is a goodie bag that I've made specifically for you.
Yeah, there's definitely a horse bride in the backseat of one car, maybe. We're just all out on illegal waters here.
A Scarface t-shirt just for kicks.
It is illegal. It is from a screen cap.
One
knockoff t-shirt.
One is Scarface, but then the other one is that horrendous T-shirt of it's The Simpsons, but it's made to look like The Sopranos.
Oh, yes.
Those
no.
T-shirts should be burned in the town square.
And then like one of Bart fighting Saddam Hussein because it is 1991.
That's right. Yeah, don't have a cow, man.
So yeah, you got all the cocaine. That's what I need. I don't need the t-shirts. Can we trade here or what?
But we all got the equal amount of cigarette cartons, so nobody will be fighting over these cigarettes in China because you don't want that happening.
Shit, you got the Jeffrey Dahmer statuette? I've been looking for one of them, man. Fuck.
Come back next week. You'll never know what's inside my crazy cars.
And then because I guess this does happen all the time, the Hong Kong police show up on a boat and it's like, you know, we're going to board and take all this stuff. Definitely don't go anywhere. And these fucking boats take off. What is the thing that these guys that are buying all the shit try to take over Alex's boat?
I think
there was a fight here.
They think that they're set up.
Yeah. They
Oh,
think that
that's
Alex
right.
tipped off the police.
That's right. So there's a little bit of a fight. These dudes get thrown in the water.
There's a lot of kicks in the water. One dude gets kicked in the throat in the water. I think the fight choreography is pretty good in this movie.
It's
Or
pretty awesome.
excellent, yeah.
Multiple throat kicks in this film.
for sure. Which I don't know how. If you're a stuntman, how do you take a throat? What's the right way to get kicked in the throat?
I think it's one of those like you're faking it. It's
Oh,
one of those
not-
like
you're
you're
not getting close
getting the distance, like you're measuring the dude's leg and
You just
whatnot.
get really tense real quick. Like,
Doing neck exercises.
Yeah.
I got a throat kick scene next week.
flex your neck abs real quick.
So yeah, they're trying to get away in Alex's boat, and it's like, well, we got to drop some of this weight here. So Chad and Frankie dump the two cars with all the merchandise into the water, and Frankie fucking shoots these cars and blows them up, like effectively stopping the police from, I guess, just driving around them, sailing around
Well,
them.
it's legal to blow up cars in the ocean, so
That's true.
So yeah, they effectively get away. And
Oh no, that's all that. There's illegal cancer medicine in that one. Shit. Shit, I should have held on to that.
And then that just cuts, and we never speak of that operation
No,
again.
not at all.
Well, we sort of do for a little bit, but nothing ever really comes of it.
We cut to they're all having like lunch at some like outdoor cafe, and it's Frankie and Alonna Shaw or Danielle Wilde. This whatever.
Danielle's the character,
and the
yeah.
two twins. And again, this movie is smart, where there's only like probably 5 shots of them in the same shot, and they're all terrible.
Yep,
but this is one
they,
of those.
They know it.
Yes,
and, you know.
So they get around it, but there's this great thing where like Chad is afraid to eat some sort of live frog thing.
Well,
and-
no, this is what's fucking
Oh,
stupid.
man.
Is
There's
he
a frog
sees-
snuff film in
Yeah,
this.
there is.
It's
Yeah,
disturbing.
yeah. No, Machine comes out and cuts this frog's head off. But then it's like that's what Chad is looking at. But then you look at what he's got. in the chopsticks. He's just eating dumplings.
Yeah, which looks amazing.
It's just shumai or something. It looks delicious. And like he doesn't want to eat it. And Frank's like, come on, Chad, let's just eat it, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, what's it supposed to do? Make my dick bigger?
Well, it'll make a man out of you. And
is that what he says?
It'll make my dick. And he looks at like Alonna Shaw, like, right? Could it first of all, you felt it down there. Could it even get any bigger? Am I right?
Because in that failed jerk off scene, he was like, oh, it's a big surprise. Oh, it's huge.
Oh, yeah, he does do that.
Right before he gets that headbutt, though, he's like, you want to go back for like a second look or something like that? And her response is like, oh, is there something else in there? It's like, what?
That's right. I have a vestigial tail down there. Don't worry about it.
Wait a minute. This isn't Alex. He's got a tail and he doesn't have that calloused ball sack.
That's right. Right now in my silk boxer shorts, there is 1, a huge cock, and 2, the remote control to my VCR. It's where I keep it at all times.
This is a loose, warm ball sack. I don't know. No, this isn't my man.
My man. But there's this great. The one thing I don't understand is like, so Griffith is supposed to be this legitimate businessman, like, and Danielle is working for him.
Correct. Has been for the last 5 years. We're
so
told.
she is totally a straight-laced, up on the go business lady that's dating a fucking drug dealing smuggler that runs an illegal mahjong parlor.
Yes.
Question mark.
Hey man, you know what, Steve? Love is blind.
I guess so.
Right? I mean, I once watched a movie where, a princess fell in love with a roguish smuggler as well. Like,
Yeah, I
when
guess.
you
You think
meet-
that she just watched Star Wars all wrong?
Yes.
She's dating this fucking Hong Kong pirate.
She's dating Scarface, dude.
Exactly.
She didn't finish that movie.
Didn't work out well for anybody.
Yeah, all of her exes look like Harvey Keitel.
I mean,
God.
let's say
What
like,
a track record.
bunch of smugglers.
let's say I'm living my straight-laced legal life, which I always do.
Absolutely. You never
Of
broke the law
course,
ever.
never once. And I meet Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like, I'm sorry, but we're taking risks now. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's worth rolling the dice.
And
Yeah, why not?
And she is, I mean, we'll get into this more later, but like she's into Chad as well. It's very obvious when he makes the stupid, like, what does it make my penis bigger?
Yeah.
She's the only one at the
There-
table who's laughing.
there-
Because it's fucking funny.
Is it?
First of all, she wants to angle the JCVD threesome. That's entirely her
That
goal.
is the angle.
That's tough. Though.
That is what you need to achieve. I don't understand, like, going with Chad while you're also with Alex, because you got that fucking shit at home.
Exactly. That's one
Find
at a time.
some
whatever.
different dick.
Maybe he knows some different techniques, though. He's doing.
guess.
And
maybe
also-
maybe Alex doesn't do
you know what?
everything.
Here's the-
Right,
fuck.
right.
Here's what.
Speaking of The Sopranos,
that is what I think you're right. I think it's that combined with, oh wait, I can have that dude, but with like a normal life.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Doesn't-
not
That's the
shooting
appeal.
people on boats.
yeah, same wiener, better job.
And if you are going to do an Eiffel Tower, you want one person who's at least been to France.
Oh, that's true. He was reared there.
I think that's the stipulation, Chris. You're right.
horrible statement, but actually brought me to where I wanted to go. Which
Sure.
is, I'm curious. Why does Alex have the French accent? They never talk about it because they do have that. Well, you were raised in France, Chad, but Alex was raised in Hong Kong. He would speak like perfect. He would
Like,
have
he'd
an
like a
accent.
British accent. If
Yeah,
anything.
well, if anything, have a British accent.
Well, it's barely touched on, but Alex is the one who's left on the doorstep of that orphanage.
sure.
And it's a French nun who's Zut de l'eau is a baby.
Oh, she does. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like
so
I don't even remember that part.
I remember the nun, but I don't remember her speaking French.
It's a blink and you miss it thing. She doesn't even speak French. It's just a woman speaking English, and she's using a French accent, and that's the movie's justification.
Okay.
So they really poorly covered their bases twice.
Did she like fucking hide him in a basement and hers was the only voice he heard for
It was
10
fucking
years?
dog tooth.
Oh no, here comes that monster again. It's just a cat.
Oh, wow. It is so weird to grow up in France, right? Sister, yes, it is. We're in France. And he goes out. It's Hong Kong. She gives him a baguette every night.
Yeah, but that's
Okay,
that's,
all right, that's the-
how
the
they
thin
justify
end.
it.
She gives him white bread and calls it a baguette.
Oh, yeah, exactly. He has no idea.
So yeah, that awkward scene happens, and then so there's this weird, like, Chad is just hanging out outside the mahjong parlor when Zhang's dudes roll up,
Yes.
and kidnap him, thinking that he's Alex,
Yes.
and they go on a ride, and I guess like Chad's whole thing here is like, well, now I guess I'm undercover, better play it cool, because at first he on the initial outset is like, no, you have the wrong guy, blah blah blah, but the mafia isn't hip to the fact that there are twins just yet.
And this is when Zhang pulls out the stupid cigar box.
Oh,
and he's like,
right.
would you like a cigar? I hate this stupid box. And even though, like, I don't know.
Why
it's just
keep it?
A, why keep it? B, how would Chad know what that was? He looks at it, he's like, the initials of my father. It's like, how would you even know?
That I don't know, but as to why you keep it, Eric, dude, that's a fucking blood trophy.
That's true.
That's definitely what that is. And he even says, it's so stupid. He's like, oh, do you like this cigar case? Yes, I got it at an estate sale approximately 25 years
I
ago.
guess it's like that rumor that Stalin had a piece of Hitler's skull for like an ashtray.
Oh, wow. What?
Oh, that's fucking
Wouldn't that be
baller.
great?
You know, Stalin was a monster, but baller move.
I know. I want an ashtray made out of another podcaster's skull. To be determined.
You're putting out a cigar. Yeah, who are your guys, motherfucker?
Exactly.
No, we're not going to decapitate anyone.
No,
If
not yet.
anyone gets decapitated, it's us.
Not
For
sure.
sure.
Well,
sure.
we'll see. Yeah, maybe.
I would have loved it if he had just put like scotch tape over the initials and put his own initials on it in Sharpie.
But he takes his thing is like, hey, first of all, that little stunt on the boat kind of put me back a bit. By the way, I've got a shipment coming in. We should be partners anyway, blah, blah, blah. And it's actually he's making him a business offer. You know what I mean?
He's offering him a job here. And this is where he mentions Zhang's like, by the way, yes, there were cartons of cigarettes, donkey brides, and cars on that thing. But also deep in that trunk that you, I guess, didn't know about or notice was there was a ton of fucking drugs in there. I think is the
insulin,
deal.
penicillin, all
Yep.
sorts of
Important ear
stuff.
medicine. Yeah, it's all there. So he's like, he brings Chad out and he's like, so what do you say, Chad? Or, what do you say, Alex? And Chad responds, go fuck yourself.
Well, because he's like, oh, this lighter broke this piece of shit. And he throws it on the floor. And he's like,
right.
go fuck yourself.
Oh, fuck yourself.
And then this is when a couple of Zhang's dudes start fucking with Alex. He makes short work of him. He kicks one dude, right? He just kicks him in the stomach, gets him down for
So much kicking in this movie.
And Bolo Yeung comes out and he's like, I can't believe my fucking underling got kicked in the stomach. Let me break his neck in front of everyone. Like, I'm not going to work for this guy. You know what I mean? Like, I just got kicked. I'm sorry. First of all, no one told me this guy knew karate to begin with.
Well, I think that's why. Doesn't he have some line, like, because he escapes or, he comes back beaten up or whatever?
Yes.
And doesn't he say something to Geoffrey Lewis about, like, I could have taken him? Like, is he hiding his, like, supreme karate ability?
No, he says, I could have taken them all except for that big, ugly Chinese motherfucker.
Right.
Big Bolo
Bolo.
like, beats the shit out of him. Like,
Right.
really does.
Well, he also, this was a quality move, speaking of Johnny Cage, because Van Damme
yes?
tries for one of those glorious kicks and Bolo fucking punches him right in the dick.
Yep.
Oh,
it's
my
it's
Lord.
a dick punch.
It's a great dick punch.
Classic dick punch, dude.
And they beat him up and throw him in a storage
Yeah,
container.
that dick's coughing up blood tonight. Call that Dick's mama. He ain't coming home.
My God, his dick is dead. Jean-Claude Van Damme's dick is dead. Get a silk coffin for that dick because that's where it needs to be.
Oh no, here comes the VCR remote with the chair.
Oh, call that Dick's mama. He ain't coming home tonight.
Oh, wait, hold on, what's that? It's gonorrhea's music. That's gonorrhea coming down the causeway.
Then it's basically like, all right, so they beat you up. Now do you guys want to take these dudes down? And the fucking most horrendous double screen yet right here.
This is when he looks like a forest ghost. It's
Yes,
like
yes,
one of them,
right
like,
here.
He's like blue. It's just like there is another kind of forest ghost.
Needed that fucking Padawan rat tail, dude. And they're both like more or less simultaneously are like, I'm in.
And so this is Geoffrey Lewis's plan. They know this next shipment is coming. It's kind of like the end of Usual Suspects, where on this boat, Geoffrey Lewis has a sniper rifle.
Well, they have their hideout first because they have to go into hiding. They go to this old hotel on an island that's like abandoned.
Yeah,
and
it's
this
like
is
Pigeon Island.
Yeah, it's like the fucking hotel from Life Aquatic.
Yeah, it kind of is.
It's a weird fucking scene.
But it's basically like this is more of, Chad, who likes the finer things, is like, I thought you said we were going to a hotel. There's no place, there's no floor space without bird shit on it, kind of a thing. He's being a little dainty, and that's the joke. And
my favorite thing is like Frank starts like clearly preferring Alex at this
immediately.
point. It's
this is the son he always wanted.
Well, first of all, I think he sees those dollars. He opened those trunks and he saw dollar signs. It's like, man, I could sell that shitty karate business that's going under anyway. I think that's also part of it. It's like, I got to get to Hong Kong. I didn't pay my taxes in 9 years.
Oh, yeah.
I could get out from under Wanda. Finally.
Yeah, I'll just tell him tunnel money. We got to go there because of tunnel money.
Listen, I'll give you all the tunnel money. Just cut me into your illegal activities because of the tunnel.
So yeah, he's like, this is what the plan is going to be Thursday night at Causeway Bay is when the drop is going to happen. So then this is where they go to like mess this whole drug operation up.
This is a fun scene.
It's
good
fine.
action.
Not
stuff.
too bad. Alex has a classic neck break right here. It's a pretty good, like, he holds the dude's head and then like pushes the rest of his body forward and like breaks his neck. Interesting neck break.
Other Alex question: why is he just as proficient at karate as Chad is? And
yeah, I mean, I guess that's the lame.
I mean, what they should do is
raised
like
in Hong Kong.
Chad is like white guy karate, LA dojo. Like Alex should be like kung fu.
yes,
different
different
change the
styles.
style,
kind of.
yeah.
That'd be cool. Or actually, the trailer kind of sets this up. The bad trailer, because it's like, one is good with his fists, and they show Chad doing stuff,
right,
and the other's good with guns. Like maybe Alex is just a gun guy.
Yeah, why not?
Which is fine.
But that's you're right though. That's the way the trailer positions it. That's the way the movie should have positioned it. But then also the other way, it also goes sort of incorrectly.
Yes.
Because once Chad gets a gun in his hand, he's fucking super proficient at using
Yes.
these machine guns and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you weren't doing that at the dojo.
Well, who knows what happened in France, man?
Oh, right. I keep forgetting about
They
that.
left France because they failed to overthrow the government. Fled to America.
That makes sense.
This shootout is awesome, and it's started by Chad because Alex is trying to like sneakily, he sneakily breaks that dude's neck and whatnot. And then fucking Chad just kicks this dude in the face and he falls into a bunch of boxes. And all these other guys are like, all right, well, someone's here. And this is where this shootout really takes off.
And then you got all sorts of double guns going on. We're doing the spin with the double guns, the roll, which whenever I see somebody do that in a movie where like it's the cool thing where I'm rolling and I'm shooting guns.
Right.
Just shoot him in the back. Like, I don't know, like he's on the floor. Just shoot him in the back.
Spray the floor, dude. Do it.
I'm just imagining they're hitting anything but the target.
Yeah.
When you're doing that.
Exactly.
Like, I know in action movies that's always really bad, but like this movie, there were so many times where I was like, how is he not just shot in the fucking face? Like, there's one part where this dude, like later in the movie, I think it's like maybe the final face-off or something, is firing a machine gun. And you see JCVD, he turns around, he's like running away with Danielle. He turns around and just looks, he stops dead and looks back down this hallway while this guy's firing the machine gun. And it's like, well, you're dead.
Yes.
Why did you stop and look?
No,
you're dead.
It's a canny bit of filmmaking. The rest is a death dream.
Oh, look at that.
As so
I
often
think
is.
that's correct. That's a fan theory, right?
Probably.
It's
Oh
the
no,
best of all
actually,
fan
there weren't
theories.
twins at all. By the way, it's all one guy, and he's crazy.
Oh, right. Like Alex is like what he wishes he could be
Yes.
because he's too like repressed or something.
This was all an operation to take down the one guy who could tell the difference between Alex and Chad.
That'd be great if JCVD showed up to Fight Club. And it's just like, it's a bunch of fat guys. And he's like, yes, I'm just a stockbroker. What do I know about it? And he just beat the shit out of Meatloaf.
Oh, what is it like when someone comes to a poker game and they're like, oh, I guess I won this hand.
Exactly. Like, whatever. I mean, like they blow up this boat.
Oh, yeah.
Frank is also an explosives expert, which makes me very nervous. I don't know what Frank is. And he says
he was in Vietnam.
He was in Vietnam.
And then I guess
right.
he's a security professional.
Yeah, so
I guess he's sort of like Brian Mills.
Right.
The next thing is like Jean-Claude Van Damme had a whiteboard somewhere. It's like, okay, we have boats in check, tuxedos in time, which is like, it's a great line from Danielle. She's like, well, there is a very important meeting tonight at the Climax Club. I'm not sure if you want to go there. And I'm like, hold on, the what club?
Oh, dude. And did you notice in the credits, by the way, you better believe it's Climax with a K.
Oh, is it?
Geez.
Yeah. Yeah.
And actually, once Zhang beats the shit out of Alex, has his guys beat the shit out of Chad, I'm sorry, he says, by the way, whenever you come to your senses, I would like some more of your precious brandy. So, or cognac. So that's what they're going to do is they're going to pretend they're going to bring cognac to this club. This is when, and again, like it's your classic, like stupid 80s boardroom scene. It's all, we rip off the Untouchables for a little bit.
Oh, because he kills that guy? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
It's like basically like this is when Griffith kind of takes center stage. He hasn't really talked yet. And he also has his number 2 named Kara.
Yes.
Who hasn't really been in the movie. The movie's kind of like scattershot with who's in this gang. There's also a dude with spurs who shows up, and now he's got razor spurs.
He roundhouse kicks someone, and the spur cuts their throat.
Pretty great.
And I was mistaken. I thought that dude wearing the spurs, because when he's introduced, it's like you just see the boots.
Yes.
I thought that was Bolo. So I was getting really confused. I was like, what a nice touch for Bolo.
Like, why haven't we had a Western where someone's throat got cut with spurs? How cool would that be?
Well, because people would scream out, hey, that's in Double Impact, motherfucker.
Would they?
No, they wouldn't.
No, they definitely would not be. So yeah, one of them, I believe this is Alex, I think, walks in first with the case of cognac. And he's like, my favorite of these henchmen is the dude who looks like washed up Fabio.
Yes. Yeah,
this guy with just the lion's mane and some indistinguishable European accent.
He's a very wet man.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. His hair is greased at all times. It's like down to his shoulders.
He's like, hey, Alex, your bruises cleared up pretty well. That's what he says.
That's what he does, yeah. So he tells this dude, like, listen, you got to go back. Mr. Griffith and Mr. Zhang are back there, and they want to speak to you immediately.
Yes.
And he's like, well, all right, but, I got another case of cognac here, out in the car that I got to go get. Meanwhile, another case has already been delivered, I think is the situation.
And Geoffrey Lewis has, like, the bomb detonation thing, and he's like, also this other lady, this clearly a prostitute, is trying to pick him up, and he's like, no. She's like, oh, you look like Sean Connery. He's like, oh, yeah?
Oh, say.
I do have a gold finger.
No, he said what when she said that?
Yeah.
And I was like, is that a good what, or is he offended?
No way. Anybody
I don't know.
like Sean Connery.
In 1991? Yeah.
Untouchables. Yeah.
I mean, he's like playing Indiana Jones's dad, like
that's
that
right.
year or the next year. When was
91,
Last Crusade?
That's 89, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Or 88.
So, I mean, he might take it as being old.
Yeah, I think that's what I assumed that it was too. But so finally she's like, oh, do you want to dance? And Geoffrey Lewis is like, as a matter of fact, yes, now I would like to dance. Let's get out of here. And there's a weird, like, it never pays off really, but it's like, JCVD jumps to the ground right here.
Yeah.
And then it's like delay. And then the fucking bomb goes off.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was, like this poor communication from the team, but like they never touch on it.
I think it's supposed to be a gag kind of because the guy's laughing a little bit, but it's not very, like you said, it's not like a snappy, good gag.
It doesn't make sense as to what you're supposed to think of this delay in the explosion situation, but this fucking thing goes off, kills a bunch of people immediately in the boardroom.
This is when Zhang and Griffith and Kara and Spurs guy all find both of the Jean-Claude Van Dammes, and it's the trailer line of, there's 2 of them.
And it's Griffith that says it?
That's Zhang, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Zhang, yeah. And it's whatever, but it's great. It's just kind of great. I mean, like, why would you care? Just shoot them both in the head.
Also, like, who is that line for?
Great question.
You know what I mean? Like, we've been sitting with these 2 motherfuckers for the whole movie. We know.
And also, you're not afraid of the one guy. Why would you be afraid of 2? It doesn't make any sense. So they kind of, more action. There's a great part here. Alex, because he's so badass, drinks some Johnny Walker Red and then breaks the glass with his hands.
Which is ridiculous.
I couldn't believe it.
You're just like trying to injure yourself in the fight?
Exactly. Like, I know that you're trying to like make it even because you're such a good fighter, but it makes no sense.
I don't know. It was weird and also very cool.
I mean, it was very cool.
But then the very even cooler thing that happens right after that, though, is he smashes that glass in his hand. Then he picks up 2 scotch bottles and bang bangs him in this dude's head
pretty
at the
good.
same time, like a Three Stooges bit.
That looked great.
You'd probably be dead after that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that dude's definitely
that'd
dead.
be
Well, also,
gone.
you can't pick it up because your hand is bleeding profusely because you, for some reason, decided to crush a glass.
Yeah, there's a bunch of fucking glass in your hand.
That's what happens to people.
And if you're gonna smash, they're gonna go deeper. I
Yeah,
mean,
oh,
come on now.
yeah.
So the next,
Think a little
the
bit.
next movement of this movie is basically Alex has been like, "Hey, to Danielle, like, look, I know you're working for Griffith. He's got to have some sort of deed to this bridge, this tunnel, something. Go find it in the files."
Yep.
So there's two scenes. One, she's looking through the files. Kara is the head security officer. Is like, "Can I help you with something?" And she's like, "No," and she kind of runs away.
Right.
The second scene is after the explosion, and everyone's kind of on to everybody else, I guess.
Sure.
It's again, she's like, "Hey, look," she goes into this, I guess there's one room that has files in it.
For this massive corporation.
It's called the file room.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the illegal file room.
I
The
see.
legal file room
Yep.
is down the
and it's
hallway.
much larger.
Yes.
But yes, to Steve's point, it's a very small room for supposedly such a massive company. All your documents are in this one little closet. Okay.
And everyone like is very concerned when people are going in there. I don't know, but she's like, "Hey, I'm filing." I don't know.
Yeah, if it's the file room, like, what does it matter?
She's high. I mean, she's high enough in the corporation to be in the illegal file room.
Yeah,
I-
exactly.
She's assistant to the head of the company.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, she probably can go wherever.
I'm looking through old illegal stuff to do more illegal stuff.
Yeah.
This guy is calling about an invoice for some drug deal we did 10 years ago. I just got to make sure that it got paid.
You know what? Everything would be better if drug dealers and the like could have the freedom to file in such a way and not be worried about it and concerned about it, and have that invoice and be like, okay, that's what went down. But
Yeah.
the cops want to bust them, and it's just the whole thing.
So this time when Danielle tries to exit the file room, Kara kind of blocks the doorway.
Yes.
There's a very weird frisking scene here.
Jean-Claude Van Damme is like, "Well, I want like a women in prison kind of scene." Yeah, I know it doesn't fit. I don't care.
But you know what? It's a file room that's very small. It looks almost like a jail cell anyway.
She's getting sexually terrorized at work, and I guess it's a good thing it wasn't a man doing it. I mean, it's nice that you have a female heavy.
Yeah.
I'll say that much.
I will say that much. And it's like, I actually was her death kind of sucks in this movie, which kind of bums me out.
It sucks. And you also realize, by the way, speaking of our Patreon episode for this month, this We Love Movies GoldenEye episode, she's fucking Xenia Onatopping before Xenia Onatop was on top of anything.
It's true. She's proto Zenyatta.
Totally.
But she like does this thing, and like, she doesn't have enough of a character to be a character.
No, because
she's cool in this movie. Like, I'll watch her beat the shit out of somebody, rip somebody's head off.
It's fine because that's like you're the number two heavy, like whatever. But then this scene where it's like she fucking like puts her hands all over this woman, and like Danielle, the actress playing Danielle, like has this visible like gasp of uncomfortableness.
Right.
And that we're later led to believe is because this woman is actually planting a wire on her.
Oh, is that what happened?
Really?
What?
I didn't know that. I thought it was just like, okay, I'm going to search you, and then it got into weird territory.
Because then at the end she goes, "Now you can frisk me," which
Right,
means
and
like,
she
hey,
runs.
this was a sexual experience
Right.
for somebody.
Yes. But later, as in like the next scene or so, like she's on the telephone
I
and they're
see.
hearing her, and then you think like, okay, the phone is bugged, and she puts the phone down and is speaking, and they can still hear her in the boardroom.
Where did that microphone go?
Yeah, what the fuck?
That's what I'm saying is weird.
Okay.
That was cut out because it was too evasive.
That's too much.
Like
It
this
just
is
doesn't make any sense.
straight up a sexual assault scene.
Oh,
but
for
it's,
sure. And also, like, what is it doing anywhere near this movie?
Writing credit, Jean-Claude Van Damme. We discussed it at the top of the show.
This is wetting your beak for the imaginary sex scene, which is quite explicit.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
let's
weird.
get there. That's what happens. She calls up. It's great. There's this amazing. She's like. It's this really incredibly weird scene out of nowhere in this movie.
Yeah.
We cut to Geoffrey Lewis and Alex cutting trees in the jungle, having a good old time.
Yep.
And
Different movie entirely.
Gathering firewood
Yes.
to cook ramen noodles.
Well, that's the thing. Chad is in the kitchen making salt pasta and fucking it
is.
picks up the phone and is like, "Yeah, Alex isn't here. He's in the jungle with Frank. Whoops-a-doo.
Okay.
Like, what the fuck? Who has ever said that?
They're hunting a human being for sport. It's a different movie.
How big is this island that Chad couldn't find Alex and Frankie?
In 2 minutes.
Right. He just decides to, all right, I'm going to go save her from this situation.
Yes.
Take the boat, the only way they can get off of the island.
Yep.
And then I'll come back.
Yeah, well, it's like going camping with somebody and somebody takes the car. It's like, that's not cool. Like, you need to talk to everybody before you take the car.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this is. So he hauls ass to the Mahjong Palace and goes in the back room. He's like, oh, Zutelo, what is going on here, Danielle? And then Kara and the rest of the goon squad shows up.
Kara, by the way, was wearing leather pants. That's tomorrow. She wears, later in the movie, she goes on a raid in hot pants, which is really something.
Yep. Well, again, writing credit. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
But yeah, so they come in. This is when the guy gets his throat cut with the fucking spur.
It's so awesome.
But Alex comes back and, Chad is gone. He's like, oh my God, he went to go see Danielle. He's like, he went to see Danielle, my goodness. And he calls up the Mahjong parlor and the guy won't put him on because of all this other stuff that's going on. So he thinks some weird shit's going on. Chad and Danielle go on the run, and as they're going on the run, this is when Alex starts drinking and starts fighting this house.
Yes.
Right.
It's my favorite part of the movie.
He's got nothing else to do. He's stranded on this desert island with fucking Geoffrey Lewis. So he's going to drink an entire bottle of Johnny Walker Red, fight the walls, and imagine his brother essentially picturing himself having illicit sex with his girlfriend.
Like in the same place they shot the Paula Abdul and the cat video.
I think it was in the same sound.
We come together because opposites attract.
I don't know how else to describe this.
It's the Red Shoe
imaginary.
Diaries scene.
incredible.
We're suddenly in Tit City.
The breasts are crazy.
It's fucking nuts.
His fucking butt cheeks are all over this, though. Don't leave his butt cheeks out of it.
I do like a cheeky situation.
But I mean,
it's
there's
all
like neon
steamy.
lights everywhere. It's fucking ridiculous. It has no place in this movie.
It's crazy, and he's like, "What are you looking at, house?" And he's like, but he starts punching this thing.
How dare you, staircase railing?
And it's like they're fucking in like a laundry room or something in
Yeah.
this imagination. There's fucking sheets hanging, fluttering in the breeze. I thought I saw Michael Myers in the background somewhere, but it is really weird and raunchy, and it's just in this nether space, like this Ninja 3 The Domination area.
What's weird though is that you mentioned the laundry shit, and it just reminded me of Chad and Danielle are on this boat coming back to the island.
Yes, there's a big action scene. They come, they do the thing.
Yeah, so one of the things was they like had to fucking jump into the water and whatnot, so they're both wet, and so she's got like a blanket over her chest or whatever, and she's drying the shirt like on a laundry line on the boat. But then Alex's fantasy, this booze-filled fantasy, also has the laundry in it. So I think this is one of those weird twins with the fucking brainwaves
ESP.
thing.
Oh, I see what you're going.
Well, also Danielle is clearly thinking about fucking Chad in that moment.
Oh, they're
She's
exchanging some
definitely
looks.
thinking-
She's picturing the life she could have in LA, being the maybe she's like the manager at Rhonda's workout kind of a thing.
Sure,
you know?
better. Well, she's not going back to work. That's for sure.
no,
That's
no.
over
Definitely fired.
with. Or quitting.
No, they fired her first.
You know,
That's how those things go.
Chad should have just taken that boat to America, dude. Fucking goodbye.
They left. I can't believe I'm going to fight another house now. You just shoving houses.
Did you know walk-in closet? Did you know about them? You talk to me.
Demo day.
Going to roundhouse this kitchenette, you son of a bitch.
It's insane. And so they get back to the island. He's like, well, look who's just come from a fresh fuck at the laundromat or whatever.
And this is where it gets even weirder. So, I mean, like, he's obviously really drunk. Like, Geoffrey Lewis is like, whatever, I'm not involved in this.
Yeah.
They start arguing.
Mr. Silk Underwear.
That is a line that me and my brother have been saying for 25 years.
Mr. Silk
me?
Underwear.
Mr. Silk Underwear. Like, that's it. That's all you need to say. It's
Is that the first draft of Little Rich Boy?
yeah. Oh, look at you, Mr. Silk Underwear.
what this scene does not need for this character, because we understand like Alex is the rough and tumble one. We just saw him beat up a house while having a sexual fantasy about his brother and his girlfriend. But then like in the heat of the moment, like Chad is like, yo, chill out. And he's like, oh, chill out. This is where he calls him Mr. Silk Condor because of the chill out. Oh, you talk like you're from LA or whatever. And then he fucking, of course, written by Jean-Claude Van Damme, I guess, has to punch this woman in the face.
A little bit.
For like, what the fuck are you doing, movie?
It never gets addressed. Nope. It happens. She's obviously upset, but it's not like, also, bad day for her, by the way, in case you're keeping score. But like, it never like, it's at the end of the movie, it's not like, I'm so sorry I was drunk. Or maybe she even says, fuck that guy, I want to go with the other one. Like,
I thought the end of the movie was she was going to be going with Chad.
Yeah, which is, that guy's not abusive and weird, you know?
Can come manage my aerobic studio / karate dojo.
You can come on, you can read lines. I'm going to start going on auditions soon.
I think right as like the argument hits like full tilt boogie right here, I believe, did anybody catch this? Alex calls Chad a frat boy pussy.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think that was floating around in here also.
This is when they start finally fight each other, which is kind of like, it's the wrong way to get this scene, but that's kind of why I bought a ticket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Jean-Claude Van Damme is going to fight himself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, they're fighting each other. It's kind of
fine.
It's something.
Yeah.
That house takes more of a beating.
Yeah.
I guess they got some decent stunt people. Like the back of the heads look fine.
Sure.
It's very darkly lit, so you're getting away with a lot here. But then this is a weird, Geoffrey Lewis is like, you're fucking drunk, blah, blah, blah. Alex, like, go cool off. And he goes, yeah, well, tomorrow I'll be sober, but he'll still be a fucking slur. And you're just like,
two.
Man.
You needed two.
Come on.
That's over the Bill and Ted quotient.
That's right. Now these guys are no longer lovable losers.
Wait, Bill and Ted had what?
One
Bogus
each
Journey.
movie.
Oh, really? One each movie?
Yeah.
I thought it was, for some reason, I thought it was more in Bogus Journey, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, it's still just the one because they rehashed the same joke. Quote unquote joke.
That was a big box on JCVD's dry erase board. two of them.
Do you guys think the third movie they're going to say it?
I don't think so.
don't
but
believe
the
so.
nostalgia for saying it all, guys. Come on.
I don't think that's gonna happen. So yeah, they have a big fight or whatever. Chad's like, all right, fuck this, I'm out. And Geoffrey Lewis is like, well, what are you going to do? You can't take the boat back to Los Angeles or whatever. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to swim then. And you're like, all right.
Oh, you're
Fuck
dead.
him. I'll swim.
But what about the tunnel bunny? The tunnel bunny.
I don't understand. You know what, Frank? Actually, thank you for bringing that up. How are we going to get money from this tunnel? What are the financial situations of us getting money from the tunnel?
Well, listen to this. We're going to set up our own toll booth before the real toll booth.
It'll be Alex and Chad's toll booth. Or you'll do a tour. Hey, we're the real tunnel guys. I got a bunch of tunnel t-shirts made up.
It'll just
tunnel reality tour.
It'll just be me in the middle of the road with a cardboard sign that says toll on it.
You see these two twins? Their parents died, but those parents helped make the tunnel. $20, please. $20, you can see the twins.
They're both in really good shape.
He just got a little curtain covering them up.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like a P.T. Barnum freak show.
Look at this. Twins. Dun, dun, dun.
Look, they're going to fight each other in karate.
Fight each other, slip me another 20. Maybe they'll fuck each other.
Might do an Eiffel Tower if we get lucky.
So they volunteer from the audience to the Eiffel Tower.
They both pass out the next day. This is the raid on the island. There's all these like soldiers all of a sudden.
Well, it's a weird, like Kara has taken Chopper and followed the boat back and knows where the hotel is.
Tunnel money will get you an army.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
And she's got hot pants on, which I really think it's a totally insane outfit to wear.
Yeah, you're going on a mission.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
hot out.
It's I guess so.
It is hot out.
But then all the bugs are getting your legs, man. That island, there's bugs on that island. You kidding me?
It's true.
But this pretty much sets up the end of the movie here. Danielle and Geoffrey Lewis, they're captured.
Hold on, she got kidnapped?
Yeah. Well,
wow.
The funny thing was I was like doing some like Predicto movie and I was like, well, they're going to fucking shoot him in the head and kidnap her.
Yeah.
Shockingly, both of them are kidnapped. Couldn't believe that.
They kidnapped the both of them, and then like Alex and Chad kind of infiltrate this one guy to find out where they are. And
right. Do we see this dude getting tortured at all?
No, they say that they're going to. Like Alex is like, I'm going to make him talk. He's got this big motherfucking knife.
I need to see like his nipple cut off.
Yeah.
Because if we had that, like you could keep the same runtime and get that fucking ridiculous sex scene out of this
That'd
movie.
be cool.
Just unnecessary.
Or it's like good cop, bad cop, but they both look the same. That's a scene.
Oh, yeah.
I'm losing track of which one of you is which.
It's like not working because they're like, you're just an asshole. Like could you be nice and then you hurt me? And then
No, that's a different guy. I'm your only friend in this situation.
Did you read the name tag?
So they infiltrate this. It's a boat. It's the Golden Fury or some horse shit.
Oh, sure.
That's in this boardroom scene. It's like, this is our final. This is the vague drug trade. Griffith is like, it's our final coup de grace. We'll bringing drugs from Hong Kong to America. They're so worried about South America, they'll never think about Hong Kong.
Oh, right. Great.
Oh,
That's good.
So yeah, they infiltrate.
It'll only take 6 weeks for drugs to get from one port to the next.
It's essentially the same plot as Inherent Vice.
Kind of, sort
With
of.
that drug boat going back and forth.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, maybe that was inspired by this.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine P.T. Anderson like this movie.
Thomas Pynchon just watching Double Impact.
Well, I think all the
Yes.
all the auteurs were inspired, right, Chris? The Bird Shit Island was inspired Wes Anderson
you
for
see.
Life Aquatic.
And all the sex scenes, that's a Lars von Trier right there.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah, Danielle keeps taking naps in this movie. Very melancholy ass.
Oh, yeah.
She fucks that dude in a golf course. That's weird. Yeah, so they sneak onto the boat and whatever. There's a great, like, one of them is disguised as, one of the military dudes or whatever. And so I believe it's Chad gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
Or just like, held at gunpoint or whatever. And he's like, your brother's missing the party or whatever it is. And he's like, yeah, my brother hates parties. And then like this dude gets his neck broken immediately.
It's kind of great. It's the same boat, right? It has to be the same boat from earlier in the movie. Now it's just daytime. They're filming it from a different angle. Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, for sure. Because they had the one boat.
Yep.
And now Geoffrey Lewis and again, like Geoffrey Lewis and Danielle are getting tortured below the decks or whatever.
I think it's just Geoffrey Lewis.
It
really.
is.
He's getting this fucking steam to the chest. Ooh, that's gotta sting.
And they're making their way through the thing, and there's an intercom, and he's like, well, welcome to your doom, Chad and Alex.
Hello, Chad and Alex. Welcome to the end of the movie.
And it's like this thing where it's like, and he's like, oh, you know what? If you don't tell me where you are in 2 seconds, I'm going to shoot Frank in the head. And you hear the gunshot, and he's like, well, that's just for their benefit. But next time, Frank, I'm gonna do it. Like, no, just kill him. There's
Just
no
kill
benefit,
this dude.
There's no benefit killing him alive.
You fucking hate him. First of all, you clearly hate this dude. Just kill him.
It would serve a better purpose in the film if he did get shot in the head, because then Chad could learn to grow as a human being.
Well, there's also he has no dialogue or movement after he gets fake
He
shot
might
anyway.
as well be dead.
Yeah.
Also, he ruined your first attempt to kill these little fuckers.
Yeah, that's true.
You were going to murder these babies, and then you didn't get to because of this piece of shit.
I think you're waiting for the sequel, which would be Quadruple Impact, where there's another. They were actually quadruplets for quadruplets.
Quadruplets?
Man, you
Oh,
guys
geez.
need to go back to high school. You guys
I'm
just
actually
gotta
with Eric
Billy
on this one.
Madison
Yes.
whole
What do you
thing.
have it, Chris?
No, I did not.
All right.
But I'm not going to try.
I know what it is, but I'm not going to say it because I think you guys would benefit.
Because I know it's
from learning.
quintuplets.
Well,
for
that's
sure.
5.
Yeah, but that's 5 minus 1.
But did you hear about the real
It's
shit?
quadruplets. What's
The real shit about the sequel?
What's that? Oh, yes.
That it's in development now.
No,
maybe?
shut the fuck up. Are you kidding me?
I'm
They're making a
not.
sequel now to this movie?
In like 2010, it started talking like we're working on this script.
yeah,
and
that
then, like,
sounds about right.
lead up to the Expendables movies he was in like 2012. They were talking about it again, and they're still like saying it's gonna happen.
Did you
We're
read what the plot was?
I did and I forgot. Well,
It's basically Chad goes back to L.A. and becomes a movie producer, and then he starts getting messed with, which the plot that JCVD says by the South Central mob, which you know what that means. And then Alex has to come in and do some stuff.
That's stupid.
Yeah,
fun.
Is it called 4 Impact?
I would. Oh my God, there's
Quadruple
4
impact.
of them.
So whatever, they're separated here. They're fighting in different parts of the boat and whatever. One of them, I gotta see. I don't know
I think
which
it's Alex. If you're talking about what I think you're going to talk about,
the fight with the Eugene Levy stunt double in the darkness.
That's Spurs guy.
That Spurs guy. Okay, yes.
And it's like this weird, surreal. It reminds me of the sex scene earlier. It's like, what is this movie doing? Like, what fucking nether realm is he in that he's fighting this dude?
I think he's fighting him in Outworld, dude. It's like the gateway to Outworld. Because, this guy keeps like dipping back in and out of the shadows. It is Eugene Levy's stunt double with a fucking awesome mullet, too. And he eventually, JCVD shatters a window and some light comes in and he finds this guy and just, again, breaks his neck. We are breaking so many necks in this movie.
Then we finally have the final fight between Alex and Bolo Yeung. And this is the fucking...
He's playing Donkey Kong.
He's playing exactly Donkey Kong.
Because Bolo is picking up, he's fucking jacked as shit, man. He takes his shirt off. He's lifting up these barrels of toxic waste and hawking them at this guy.
Yes, I would love if fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme is just walking.
Bolo Yeung's like, oh no, he got the hammer. I got to run backwards for a little bit.
Yeah, and that was Mario, right? In that game?
Yeah, that was Mario,
like the people forget Mario's been on his own adventures forever, but remember that dude started trying to kill a donkey. Not a donkey,
a gorilla.
A gorilla named Donkey.
Yes. I mean, basically.
Figured that out.
Dude, imagine right now you say you're a plumber.
Sure.
And you have a hammer and you're going to go I need to go and fucking bash that ape's brains in. It'd be tough in real life, let alone barrels hanging out.
Well, that's the thing, right? He's not just doing it for no reason. This ape's hucking barrels.
And
at
he
him.
stole his lady, by the way.
Oh, right, the kidnapping.
And Donkey Kong is angry and resentful because he's the bastard son of King Kong. And clearly they're just like, oh, you're just a donkey. You're not a real gorilla.
Just like his father, he wants to impregnate a woman and make a human Z.
And he tried to do something new. He's trying to throw barrels rather than just bring her to the top of a building.
I will say, because Donkey Kong's also had his own adventures. I think that this...
He did, yeah.
Donkey Kong got in some bad cocaine one time, and then he stole this. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It was a bad couple of
night,
months.
fucking going on a tear. Like the end of a bender.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden you got a little Italian guy trying to hit you in the head with a hammer.
What the fuck did I do last night? Jesus. And whatever. Yeah, it's a pretty good fight. It is a
good fight.
Hilariously, Bolo rips off JCVD's shirt. He's like, "Oh no, my beautiful abs are exposed." And this is a problem. I think there's not enough good deaths for everybody. The two main villains have great deaths, but
yes, A+.
Bullying just kind of gets thrown into the electricity, and he goes, ah.
Yeah.
Like, right.
I was actually expecting him to live through that.
Yeah.
Or get more powerful.
Yeah, that would be like the electric gremlin dude. We'll never catch him. Yeah, he's Blanca.
Oh shit! Now he's in the phone lines, and suddenly he's at the dojo waiting for them when they get back because he's
with a killer prank call.
Yeah, he's in the intercom screaming.
What a great stinger scenes! The credits roll, they come back to the dojo. It's like, oh, Frankie, 12 new messages, and he hits the button, and Electric Bolo Yeung comes out.
Absolutely,
I would love that.
But no, this dude just drops dead, which is fine, and then. The other JCVD at this point has a fight with Kara.
Yeah.
Very briefly, she has a good line. It's you and I, dickhead.
Yeah,
Pretty
she's just
funny.
choking him with her thighs. There's that going on.
Yep.
Very Zenyatta top. He stabs her in the heart, I believe, with her own knife.
Yes, very slowly and anticlimactically.
She needs to get impaled on something.
Oh, absolutely.
Or a grenade.
Why is that phallic for you? Is
No.
that fucking doing it for you?
No, it's not doing anything.
Just saying, she needs like a crazy over the top death.
Exactly.
Yes,
Where's
you're
that
right.
fucking the
Well,
steam
you're right.
hose?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Like
Burn.
someone needs to get that steam hose to the fucking face. That's what it should have been.
That should have been Zhang, dude. Like, it melts his face off like
And they
fucking
just
Ark
do-
of the Covenant.
Yes, I was about to say like a Raiders of the Lost Ark type of effect shot.
She does have a great move on JCVD here, though. Another fucking getting your dick pulled.
Yes.
She just grabs onto that thing. That's pretty great.
Yikes. And whatever. I mean, like that's then it's great because Griffith and Zhang are like, oh no, all of our bodyguards are dead. Let's run away.
You hear the Scooby-Doo.
And they split up, and it's kind of hilarious. And Alex and Chad split up too. And both of them are just yelling the name of the guy they're after.
Yep.
It's like Griffith, Shang,
It's
Griffith,
so great.
Shang, Griffith, Shang.
That's terrifying. Two little guys running after each of you. Like, oh my God.
Oh my God, I just figured it out. This movie is Mario Brothers because they look exactly
you're
the
right.
same.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Only separated by color a little bit.
Yeah, you're totally right.
It's like if the
Pube length, not color. Pube length.
Yes.
That's the big difference.
Like if the Mario brothers were raised in France instead.
Yeah, so great deaths here. Griffith chases Chad and Danielle out to the end of the boat, and he's driving this rig that's got a shipping container on it, and he's just going closer and closer and closer. And Chad pushes Danielle like into the water, like, swim, fucker, I'll take care of this. And this is, I mean, it's fucking great because he lifts the
it's a
thing
great
up.
death.
And he doesn't see them there. He looks at, he's like firing the gun like into the water, like trying to still get him, I guess. Whoops, JCVD sneaks around. Now he's driving this rig and he fucking drops the shipping container right on this dude. Oh, is it glorious?
It's pretty good. He screams. And then Zhang and Alex are fighting on top of like this big crane thing with all these gears. His hand gets mangled. And I'm
Yep.
like, ah!
I was shocked that it was still attached to his arm
Yes.
because it looked like the teeth on this thing were going to rip him right
I
off.
thought Zhang was going to be completely, his whole body mangled into
Yes.
gears,
That would've been cool.
which would have been great, but instead he falls off the crane.
But like his hand gets mangled, and then he continue talking to Alex. He's like, "We can cut a deal. This, that." I'd be like, "Dude, you got to give me a minute here. My hand is pulp. I don't have a hand anymore.
I'm dead. This is just, I'm dead. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Like, I know it looks like I'm still alive. I'm fucking dead.
Please feel free to push me off this, break my neck, whatever you would like to do to me. I'm definitely dead.
But yeah, it's a good long drop thing.
He
This movie
fucking
ends immediately.
He lands, I have to say, half on a bunch of crates
Yeah.
and half not, which is fucking awesome.
It's great. You see like the crate explode from the impact of his body.
Totally. So yeah, the day is saved. Frank is somehow still alive. That was stupid. He sort of like hobbles around the corner, has no lines at all.
Exactly. He needs to have like, oh, well, I was glad I got you boys together. Oh, by the way, I get like a finder's fee on that tunnel, whatever that is. What's 10% of fake bullshit?
Yeah. Once we straighten out all this tunnel madness.
He really should have died. There should be some body count on the other side of the
Exactly.
equation.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, and on the other side, Danielle and her abuser are getting back romantically.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
sure.
a weird, like the three of them come together and like Chad is helping Danielle up or whatever. And what is the other one?
Alex.
Jeez, I've been saying it the whole time. How do I forget at the end? Comes up and like Chad kind of like hands her off, like, here's the merchandise.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm backing away now.
Yeah, and he gives him like an okay sign. That's it.
And we freeze frame on that.
He's got the babe squad back in LA.
Yeah, he's not
You
too
know what?
worried about
Even
it.
if he got with her, maybe he'd like be like, all right, that's enough.
Yeah.
I got my babe
That's
squad.
enough. Yeah, but we freeze frame on that. We close out. It's the end of the movie.
We cut to
Yes.
This is music.
Pretty great.
Can't afford CNC? Get these bags.
Jump back.
I like the added punches.
This is terrible and awesome. Great.
This And now that functioned as a review, so it's totally within fair use.
Oh, sure.
clause.
Yeah,
That's definitely going to stop the lawsuits.
I think it's a good song, and you should all buy it.
I don't even know if
There you
you can. If you notice, the song is exactly as long as the credits is. So they were just like, dude, do a bad rap over this credit sequence.
That's all you needed.
For a moment there, I thought it was Jean-Claude Van Damme doing the rap. I was like, wait a
really
minute.
something.
He wishes, man.
Joe Pesci can do it. Jean-Claude.
Also
oh my
true.
God!
Give me
Joe
the
Pe-
rent. Give me the rent.
I think Joe Pesci might actually be my favorite rapper.
It's not Rodney.
No, I think
okay.
Joe's got him beat. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I mean,
Rapping Rodney is exquisitely terrible.
Are they going to de-age Joe Pesci to rap in The Irishman? Or not?
I hope so.
Oh, yeah.
That is the end of this movie. Would anybody recommend it?
I would. I think it's, it's a stupid, if you like dumb as dirt 90s action movies, it's exactly what it is. Trigger warnings, like legit trigger warnings for all the horrible shit that happens. Other than that, if you're okay just watching that, we're in a great spot.
It's a light recommend. This would have been a full-on recommend, 20 minutes cut off.
Yeah, it's a little long.
We're talking
long.
an hour and 50 minutes here, 5-0.
Some of the bigger sequences just go on forever, like the first raid when they
Yes.
blow up the factory, and even the final raid. It just goes on a little longer than it needs to.
Yep.
But other than that, it's a fun time.
I do agree with Chris that the runtime, you start to feel it. I think there's a little too much of just like sitting in the soft leather chair that is Hong Kong. Like, I don't like.
Yeah.
Let's get to it already. Let's get to it. But I would recommend it because it is fun, dumb action. It would be a good hangover movie because you could fall asleep to parts.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
Over long. But it's also probably a good, like, super fucked up movie. Like, you're getting super fucked up tonight.
Yes. I agree with the super fucked up movie.
Sure, yeah, definitely be super fucked up to this movie. Yeah, it's a light recommend for me. I had fun with it. The dated material aside there. Yeah, I guess just as far as like weighing it against the other JCVD I've seen, like it's probably not at the top, but
No.
like it's watchable, a lot of fun. Geoffrey Lewis, really great, so like there's things to like about it. But yeah, man, I was feeling that 110 minutes. Like it was a bit much. Like these kinds of movies need to be 90 minutes. Like that's the genius of Commando, is that it's fucking 89 minutes long. And
move.
God bless it.
Yeah, it's not. It should be Commando, but it's not.
Yeah, exactly. So that is Double Impact, directed by Sheldon Lettich. If you want more We Hate Movies, check out patreon.com/We Hate Movies. This month we are releasing the first ever We Love Movies Patreon bonus, GoldenEye. Loving it.
Oh yeah, man. We're also on a West Coast tour coming up pretty soon. That's going to be exciting.
That is right.
November 6th, 7th, and 10th. We're going to be in San Francisco, Portland, and Los Angeles talking about The Rock, The Kindergarten Cop, and Karate Kid, respectively. Check out our WHM Podcast tour tab.
So next week, as always here on We Hate Movies, by the way, every Tuesday there's a new episode, man. So don't even sweat it. Steve Sadak, what are we talking about next week?
Our unofficial 90s month rolls on
Yes.
with a Dustin Hoffman horror movie.
Oh,
It's
could it be?
Sphere.
Star Wars?
It's Sphere.
Sphere, man. Oh, I've seen this movie quite a
I
bit.
think that's late 90s.
Yeah, we're traveling around the globe a little bit.
Or the decade.
Come
Or
with us.
around the sphere.
Oh, dude.
you know the planet is kind of like a sphere.
So until next week when we go back to Crichton Town, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Chris Cabin.
Eric Siska.
Take it easy.
That was a HeadGum podcast.